Just getting on the call. Lori can't talk. I'll call you back after. Well, good evening, everybody. For November 12th, I see Angela, I see Diane, I see Arlene Newfield, I see Ruby, Liz, Harry Randall, Michelle. There's our trainer for tonight, Krista Taylor. I see you. How are you this evening, Krista?
Great, thanks. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Good.
Hope everybody had a great day today. Just going to wait for a few more minutes while people log on. We're basically 8:31, so we're right on schedule. And I'm really excited. What an amazing week this week. Wow. This week and last week have started out to be incredible. The sock promotion for Christmas, the new associates. I just looked on the Team Vaccination team page, and there's over 100 new members this week.
Wow.
So an incredible week. So congratulations, everybody, for your efforts in getting people on. And hang on one second. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, so very, very exciting week. Lots of things happening, lots of new welcomes. The Christmas sock promotion is going strong, and I'm excited to see all the action. And, you know, speaking with you this week and Paul, Krista, it's a great thought as we have been doing these onboarding calls as of late. And they're a great call to sort of get people started, but Krista came up with a great concept of taking it one step further, and actually before we do an onboarding call, we want to welcome people and walk them through. So I'm really excited to have Krista on tonight to tell us the importance of a welcome call and what the point of that welcome call is.
I'm on a call.
Hang on one second. I'm just going to mute everybody. And then I'm going to unmute you, Krista.
Hello.
And then I want to find Paul. Not sure whether Paul's on yet or not. Anyways, Paul knows how to unmute himself if he jumps on here anyways.
There he is.
But yeah, so as I was saying, it's very, very important to welcome people and get them set up for success as quickly as possible. And discussing with Krista, who has trained before here, and we're glad to have you back, Krista. So thank you for stepping up to the plate. We talked about the importance of setting up our associates for success, and there are certain ways that can be done the right way, and there's certain ways that are not necessarily the best way to do it. And so we decided between Krista and myself and Paul and so on to sort of change how we do our onboarding call and change the name of the call to basically a welcome call. So without further delay, it is my good pleasure to welcome our trainer for tonight, the lovely Krista Taylor. Take it away, Krista.
Thanks, Terry. So let me just start by telling you this is like an idea that I gathered from a whole bunch of different trainings that I've been on. It's not that I woke up one day and said that, oh, I know what we need. It's just that as we're growing, I've noticed that there's an opportunity here. So I thought I would bring it to Paul and Terry, and they were in agreement that it was worth a try. And Paul and I tried this new format out for a welcome call, which is the first call for new associates. That's the intention, is that it be the first call for new associates. And we tried it out this past week, and we had a lot of fun with it. I think the feedback we got was great. So we just want to let you guys know what it is and what the point is. and why we're doing it, so that you understand, and hopefully you'll send your new associates to listen to it. The idea being that they'll get a lot of valuable information that will help them be more successful out of the gate. And one of the things that brought it to mind for me was, I know we're growing and growing and growing, and it's awesome, but a lot of times a person's brand new, and then they bring a new person on, and then there's 2 people that are brand new, and then 3 people that are brand new, and now it's a sponsorship line of brand new people. So the welcome call is really to welcome all of you, welcome you in, and to let new associates really know what we're doing here and how to really build on the one team, I guess, is what the ultimate goal is we want to build on the one team mentality and let people know what that means to us at Vox. And it's to give support to associates so that the people that you've sponsored are hearing things not just from you. So to kind of solidify the message, I guess, is really the point of it. So I just wanted to give you an idea of what the format looks like so that you can know what your associates are coming on for, and give you really the overview and let you ask questions. So what I thought we would do is, this is the way that the welcome call is going to be structured, that I'm going to give you some information, and we're going to be done with the new information that's going to be presented in this training. We're going to be done in, 25 minutes at the most from now. And then anybody that wants to stay on the line, Terry is going to stay on, and Paul's going to stay on, myself. I hope Paul just volunteered you. But a bunch of us are going to stay on to answer questions and kind of brainstorm through any comments on this. And that's going to be the structure of the welcome call as well. It's going to be a short, succinct call with the invitation for people to stay on after, because we understand, especially now, it's a very busy time of year. People have other commitments. So we just want to go through what it is, what it looks like, and invite you to stay on and ask your questions at the end. That sounds cool. Does that work for you, Terry?
And I think what's really exciting about this, and how we're going to tweak this format a bit, Chris, is we encourage people, when they've signed up a new associate, to add them to the Team Voxination Facebook page and do a welcome post. Because we know that, when somebody joins, they're not always sure whether they did the right thing or not. Right. And so if we can, welcome them and make them feel like that decision was the right decision, it's always great in a post. But if we can do it live on a call in a training and go through these steps, we encourage all the associates to get their new people on these calls, which we are going to do every other week. And we'll talk a little bit later in the call about our opportunity deck that we'll go through. So I think it's a great concept to add to our welcome post as well.
Yeah, and it's really, rather than a formatted training, the welcome call is designed to be a personal interaction. So the way we're going to start that call is to invite any new associates that want to step up to tell their story. Why are they here? Why did they join Vox? We're going to say, thanks for being here and joining our mission to help 1 billion people. We're going to let them know that we can't do it without them. We're glad that they're on board with us, and really give them that opportunity to shine. So in that spirit, maybe Terry, somebody on this call would like to volunteer to tell their story, so we can kind of do a demonstration of the format.
Well, let me just see if
somebody who hasn't talked and told their story before on this kind of a forum.
If you would like to tell your story in this format, go in and put in the chat that I would be happy to share my story. I'm looking at Erica Bagnula right now.
I know, so much.
Well, that'll be a tough one. She wants to, so
Erica.
She'll get there. I was going to say too, it goes along with the way you've been following up also, Krista, with gratitude, right? And that's what a welcome call is too. We're grateful you're here. You've linked arms with us, and I mean, that's the best way to follow up with someone too, is say that, hey, you're grateful for being my customer, and anything I can do, I'd like to hear your results in a few days. But it's total gratitude. So it's who doesn't want to be welcomed in, right? So
Right.
we're going to make it smooth, so, and quick, and not an hour call, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
So Erica has, even though I volunteered her,
We're here for you.
agreed to do it. So I'm gonna unmute the wonderful, lovely Erica Bagnulo. So welcome, Erica. Thanks for stepping up. You rock, girl.
Oh boy.
right on, right
I
on.
love you.
You're awesome. We're just having a conversation.
Just that.
Right, people. Okay, so if I can get through this without crying, it'll be a miracle. I'm grabbing my wine. I'm going to have a little sip.
Okay. We're with you.
Okay. So my story, which I've been so scared to share for, I don't even know what reason. I'm not scared to share it with you guys, but putting myself out there scares me. My story is last summer I suffered a spontaneous dissection of my carotid artery. So the main artery in your neck, right here, this one, that just decided to go for a crap. I was tremendous, like total unilateral pain. You could draw a line right down the middle. And the treatment for that was to wait and watch and hope that it healed itself. So my treatment was bed rest, blood pressure medications, blood thinners. And I also like to point out that 3 people in 100,000 don't have a stroke. I joke now, I wasn't joking then, but I didn't have a stroke. I joke that I did have a stroke. I had a stroke of luck. Like, what? I don't know. I'm so blessed. So Vince, my wonderful husband, got in touch with Paul, who said, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Do you think these socks I've been watching, do you think they could possibly help? And he got me a pair without me knowing. They came to the house and I was downright pissed off. I'm like, I haven't worked in 4 months. What are you spending money on this for? We need the money more than we need the socks. I haven't gone a day without the tech since. I've since been diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder. And along with that is joint instability, a lot of joint pain, chronic fatigue, insomnia, and my life has changed. It's changed tremendously. So we decided basically to enroll for the wrong reasons. We decided to enroll just for a discount and maybe share with close friends and family. And it took off from there. Like we placed an order of $600 late November last year, and we thought, oh, this will take us through to the new year. We placed 5 more gold pack orders in December. And wow. I just, I'm so thankful for Paul, for Jay, for all of you. And my life is tremendously changed from this tech. And that's my story. Maybe somebody can help me work on it to make it a little bit better and flow nicer. What do you think?
Your story is
amazing.
That was just incredible.
Yeah. That's the point. What you just did is exactly the point, Erica. That's exactly the point of the welcome call. You don't need
it. You're going to do it again. And then it's just going to be normal.
I have hives from like my hairline to my waist, you guys. So
that was amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you.
Maybe I'll just do like a call with you guys, like all of you, and like practice doing my story a few times.
Just put a bunch of those on before you jump on.
Yeah. I have my socks on still. It's the fear. It's the fear of speaking.
But look how awesome that was. That's exactly the point, and that's the point we make on the welcome call. All you need forever is that, what you just did, and a pair of insoles. That's it. That's the point.
And have these.
I mean, those,
these are golden tags, so.
I have no problem sharing my story one-on-one with people. It's like this public forum that just really gets to me. I don't know. I mean, I have no problem giving other people the best advice. Just, do it and don't be afraid. And I can't take my own advice. So thank you, everybody. And thank you for all the comments that I did well. I appreciate it. I'll try again.
Yeah. The thing about our business, Erica, is that we don't have to pretend.
That's right.
We can be real.
Yeah.
As scary as it is, and as emotional as it gets, we all feel that. And that's awesome because it's pure intent. It's from the heart. And that's what's so amazing about this. And that's why this welcome call is so important, to get our associates to let them know it's the right decision to share this. If you've had a great experience on our technology, we want you to tell your story. We want you to get a little bit vulnerable in the beginning and get to the point where your story means so much, because it's now not about you, it's about helping others. It's about who else can we share this tech with. It's about the mission, which is way bigger.
Cheers to that.
So thank you so much for sharing, Erica. It's just an amazing story, and so grateful that you didn't have a stroke, that you were in the category of 3. And so we're also grateful to you for what you and Vince have done, and so glad to have you linking arms with us on this mission. So thanks again. So Krista, take it away.
So you're amazing. I think you're amazing, and you just proved it again. And that's exactly what we want to do for new associates. I mean, Erica's talking about how she feels like she can't do it, yet she just did it with 69 people listening, and she did it exactly the way she should. And she made a comment that maybe she needs some training on how to tell her story, and I would disagree with that. That's the point of the welcome call. That's what we really want to convey to people, is you don't need training. You don't need signs. You don't need a demo mat. You don't need all these things to be successful with Vox. And Paul and I talked a lot about learn from our mistakes. I mean, a lot of people know I've done a lot of big shows. I've done a lot of big shows in my career before Vox, and I've done a lot of big shows with Vox. And I'm here to tell you, learn from my mistakes. Learn from my mistakes. Let me show you the faster, easier way to be successful. And we also talk on the welcome call about the importance of making money selling Vox. We're all here because of the mission. We're all here to help people for sure. But there's only so much time we can volunteer. I have bills to pay, right? So although I would love to be in a position where I could just volunteer my time forever, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. So I feel good, actually. The more money I make with Vox, the more people I'm going to help. The more people I'm going to help. So what I want to do is help to set people up for success out of the gate. We talk about their story. We talk about needing your story and insoles, and you don't need a trainer. You've got it. You've already got everything you need to be successful. And then we talk about the power of a story. We talk about where people might think they need to go, and where the easiest track to success. So what we do is we put out a 7-day challenge, and we ask people to write down the 7-day challenge and complete it. We ask everybody who's been in your back office already, we ask them to raise hands, and we let them know that if they have not been in their back office, the key to get into their back office is in their initial welcome email from Vox. That's where their password is, and that's how they can get in. And we tell them to go under that resources tab and look at the videos that are available there for them. And we challenge them for the next 7 days, watch at least one video, at least one training video. And then we talk to them about the power of testimonials, about, if your story is different than your neighbor's story. Say your neighbor's talking to you about something and you know that it's happened for somebody else. You know that you've looked in the testimonials page and you know there's other stories. It doesn't only have to be your story, but the power of the other stories that you know is going to help you to reach more people, help more people. So part of the 7-day challenge is we encourage people to watch at least one video testimonial, and we let them know they can find them on the Facebook page, the Facebook testimonials page, the YouTube, Vox Life YouTube page, and also your own replicated website has a whole testimonials tab, right? So even people that are not Facebook people have access to testimonials just like that. So we encourage everybody to do those 2 steps, and we encourage them in the 7-day challenge to book a get-together with between 2 and 10 friends to talk about Vox. Some people coming out of the gate, their confidence isn't there. Their self-confidence isn't there. They're not ready to approach a Sock and Soul party of 10 people. But let me tell you something. Coffee in your living room with 2 people talking about this amazing thing you just learned about, and this amazing thing that helped you or helped your friend or helped your mom or helped your sister, talking to people about it, we all know it's going to get you further ahead. It's going to help you to help more people. So that's part of the 7-day challenge, is having people set it up. Whatever it's going to be, wherever you need to start, if it's 2 people or if it's 10 people in your living room, set that up and make it happen. And we talk to them about their sponsorship line, how you reach up your sponsorship line first. But sometimes people are going to be busy. It's just the way it is. Sometimes, you know, one of the people on my sponsorship line might not be available when I need them, or somebody that's down further on my sponsorship line looking up, I might not be available when they need me. So first, we teach them to first look in your sponsorship line to see if there's somebody available to help you. And if there isn't, reach out to the team on Team Voxination. We teach them about the One Team hashtag, which Kevin Duguay taught me very, very well. And it's the best gift that I have been given since I joined Vox, is really operating under that One Team mentality. And what it means is that if your sponsorship line is not available to help you, somebody else will step up and help you. And that's what we talk to the new people about, is getting into that Team Voxination page and making sure they're a member of it and that they are interacting in it, but also reaching out there for help if the help is not available in their sponsorship line, because somebody will come and support them in a Sock and Soul, Zoom in, call in. If they're doing a craft market or something like that, somebody will show up to help them out. And that's where we spend the majority of our time.
So Krista, just let me interrupt here for 1 second. There's a question from Floyd saying, what is this 7-day challenge? And I want to be clear on this 7-day challenge, that this is not a company contest. This is a challenge that we're asking new associates to get them into action. So maybe just speak a little bit, just to clarify what we mean by talking about a 7-day challenge.
So when I'm talking about a 7-day challenge, what it is, it's a challenge to a new associate who wants to start a successful business. Because we all know there's steps that you need to take to get going. You need to get out of the gate. So the fastest way to set yourself up for success is to take the 7-day challenge. The reward is that you're going to be further ahead in your business. That's the reward of taking the 7-day challenge. And the steps involved solidify your personal belief in our technology. Because people ask me all the time when they start, how do you know what to say? I promise you, I learned everything that I know how to say from watching the videos in the back office, from listening to Terry, Lynn, and Jay, and from listening to Paul and Terry and Kevin Duguay and Jay Dollywall at events. That's how I learned everything I have to say. I don't have a magic, intelligence level for neurotech, let me tell you. But I've learned everything that I know, which is a lot now, all by using these tools. So we encourage people to use them right from the get-go. And the fastest, easiest way to do it is from your living room couch in your back office. That's why we set up the challenge. I have found that consistency trumps everything. You don't have to be a master. You don't have to know exactly what you're doing. If you're trying every day, you're going to keep moving forward. And like Paul said, I learned in the spring, I had some pretty serious learning opportunities and I took them. And if you're not following up, I don't even know what to tell you. Follow up. I wasn't following up. And I have learned that just following up to give gratitude to people, to say thank you for coming to me to learn about Vox, is enough to spar a relationship with somebody you didn't even know before you had the opportunity to introduce them to Vox. So that's where the idea of the 7-day challenge comes from. It's to lift people up through consistency and quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a great way to just set people up for success and just let them know that if they have a TV and a phone and the internet, then they can show people what we have and just make it easy, and don't make them think that they have to have banners and racks and do shows and pay fees and have team and split stock. And you think of all that goes through that process. That's, for someone new, overwhelming. So they're better to come to an event, but they should just immediately jump into having a few friends over or call the party, whatever you want it. And that's where the magic happens. So keep it simple. Here's a fast track. You have a story, you have these, you have some patches, you just share, and we want people to just, a fast track of simplicity, not, oh, look at all the groups, look at all the stuff. No, it's simple. It's just follow the process, right? So
yeah,
that's what people need off the hop. That's what's missing. So kudos to you for thinking of this missing link. That's what we have to do. We have to work together and come up with ideas. So,
and I think, Helena, I'm not sure whether I pronounced your last name correctly, Helena Bugler or Bugler, I'm not sure. But anyway, she's saying it's a great way to also keep the motivation and fire when you stay in touch with your team and be in action in the first few days. Because we know, guys, none of us, me, you, Paul, Krista, whoever it happens to be, Jen Moyer, Kevin Duguay, we spent a lot of hours at this, and we know that, we still got a lot to learn, but we know that every master was once a disaster. So we want to get people into action and encourage them with this welcome call to certainly convince them that this is the right way to go. This is the way that they'll get the support and so on. And I think the idea is to show somebody some success right away and say, it's okay. We're all one team here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The team is all one page. If you can't reach your upline person or you can't reach your sponsor and you want to reach out to somebody in the page, that's our culture. In other network marketing companies, that might not be okay. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, if our focus and our vision is on the mission, and that's what it should be, because it's way bigger than all of us and it's something that we've all linked arms and agreed to do, then we should be able to reach out to anybody for help. That's the way I see it. And that's the idea of this welcome call, to let people know that they've made a great decision, and we want to support that and we want to be there for them.
Absolutely. So that was my what I wanted to share with you today. Terry, do you want to talk a little bit about the opposite week call? Because what I was promising people is in 4 minutes we're going to stop sharing new information, so people that have another obligation tonight can go, but we can obviously stay on here and help people with questions and that kind of thing.
Yeah, just briefly, we're going to have different leaders on the off week, not only between myself and Krista and Paul and Jen and some of the other leaders, do this welcome call, as we call it. But on the off week of the welcome call, we're going to do an online op meeting. I just received a slide deck from Dr. Mark DeBrinket that's all been approved. And the idea of this is to be able to invite guests to a Zoom call, to a Zoom presentation that's about 15 to 20 minutes long. And the ending of it will be, please get this product on you somehow, somewhere, for a period of 21 to 24 days. Reach out to the person that invited you to this opportunity call and get this incredible technology on you or someone you love. And so what we want to be able to do is do that on the off weeks, Krista, so that we can allow our associates that maybe can't make it to an event that's going on or whatever, that we have sort of like a virtual little event online that people can just sit and listen for 15 minutes, do some awesome slides, some awesome statistics, and then we give the associate then the opportunity to follow up with their guests that they brought on the call or had on the call, or guests, plural. We'll max out at 200, so virtually. So we want to give people that opportunity to get on in the off week. So we'll start that probably in a week's time.
I love that. That's a great opportunity. Also for people that are a little bit further afield, right? To be able to connect into a call like that every other week is a great opportunity for sure.
Sure, and it's going to help the associates too understand sort of the flow of how this whole process works. It will help them in their own presentations that may be interested in learning more about our technology. It may help them in their presentations for sure.
Well, we're missing the op call because there are people, like, let's face it, they reached out, they wondered about the opportunity. So that's awesome to be able to show them that. And then they're going to realize that, hey, we're all product based and get our, if they get it, they'll join us. So it's a perfect mix. And I think we might record one of the welcome calls. So we have one recording of it so they get what it's all about. And then we can obviously in future tag them in future calls, just because if it's every 2 weeks and you have someone new, then we can tag them in that recorded welcome call. But then obviously we want them jumping on the next live one. So maybe they got to jump on multiple times, and hey, it's a forum to just hang out and listen to cool stories and just have that Vox vibe. So
yeah,
I'll be on them all.
Yeah, the Vox vibe is very, very cool.
Yeah.
So Terry, unless you have something new to add, I would say that anybody that has to go for other obligations could log off the call now. I don't think we're going to share new information, but I'd certainly be interested in any comments or suggestions, things that people, after hearing what I've just said, if you have ideas you want to share about things that could be in the welcome call or questions about any of it, so I would say stay on here and let's talk about it.
So there's a question right now, what time that is the same time as the welcome call, which will be probably the same 8:30 time, to just so that East and West both get in at a good time. We haven't chosen a day. We may choose a certain night that's not the same as the corporate call, which would make more sense, I think. Again, tell us your input on that, what you'd prefer, and kind of majority we have to go with, kind of, right? So
yeah, we're looking at probably a Tuesday or Wednesday night for the welcome call, and or the welcome call or the opportunity meeting. They'll both be at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time because it fits. It's fit very, very well for us. It doesn't interfere on Monday nights with the practitioner call, and that time slot seems to be very, very good. So maybe we'll put a post up in the team page, and we'll just do a quick census and find out what works better for the majority. Tuesday or Wednesday night. Thursday's the night that is the corporate call, and Fridays people like to wind down. People are getting prepared for shows. People are, sometimes have a show that starts on a Friday. So I like doing the training and stuff early in the week simply because it fires everybody up. It gets us going. It gets us sort of focused on our week and so on. So I kind of like the idea, of a Tuesday, at the very latest Wednesday, for these calls.
It's 4-0 Tuesday so far.
Yeah, I like Tuesday too. I'll do whatever. But.
Wow, didn't take long.
No, we may have a winner.
That's great. So
nice. Are there any questions out there? I see lots of people.
Somebody said opportunity meeting ? So yeah, this is about. I haven't really seen the deck yet, Terry, but maybe explain it. Does it have business in there? Are we doing comp plan, or is it more just?
The opportunity basically talks about our neurotech. It talks about what it does with brainstem homeostasis. It talks about, briefly about the fact that it puts the brain into homeostasis, what it can allow, the number of people that we've helped, and so on. It's basically information with very, very brief touches on the opportunity to share our technology and join our mission and to be rewarded for it. We don't get into the details of comp plans and all that sort of stuff. That's going to be up to the individual associate that invites people to call. The idea of this opportunity call, and we can always tweak it, guys, but this is what Jay and Dr. Mark felt was the best for us to use to get started. And it doesn't go into a lot of great detail, but certainly if we start this a week from tomorrow, we can everybody can get on the call, and we urge you to invite guests, and we'll put a post up in lots of time so that you've got time to invite your guests to learn a little bit about this incredible wearable neurotech.
Somebody's just making a comment here about 3 nights of calls. So just the welcome call really is designed for people when they first join the business. So you can get on it whenever you want, but you're not expected to be on it every week. Like, that's the idea, is that you're going to send your new associates to join it, and if you want to join it with them, sure, of course. But yeah, and the opportunity event, same thing. If you don't have guests going one week, then I don't know that you would be on there. But so this is going to be more of the welcome call is for new associates, so it's more of a one-time thing, more or less, although some people are saying they're going to be on it more than that, and that's great. But I don't think that you have to feel that you should be on it more than.
Well, what was interesting too is we had, I think it was 40 some people for the first call, which was good. And then we ended it and said, hey, if you guys got to go. I think only like 9 people left, and the rest stayed for like another half hour. We actually had to go, you know what? We gotta chop her off here. Let's just, people got stuff to do. But it was really cool because everyone was getting questions answered, engaging, and that was awesome to have that retention, because, a lot of times it's calls over, I got to run. But so I enjoyed that part too. So
yeah, it was good.
It'll be good for the team. So.
Yeah, and I think it's Diane Dinkmeyer saying she'd love to see these doubled up one night a week if you want people live, and that's a possibility that we could look at down the road for sure. But again, the welcome call, as Krista said, is not for seasoned veteran associates. It's for your new people. It's to get your new people on the call to help, welcome them to the point where their decision that they made, they feel good about it. We want to seal the deal on your behalf, so to speak, with your new associate and get them into action. That's sort of the idea. So we're not expecting associates to be necessarily on that call. And as Krista said, it'll probably only be about a 20-minute call with some openings of questions towards the end. And of course, we have our team training every Monday night, no different than the practitioner training. And then we have an opportunity training, every other week. So the idea is to give people an opportunity to bring their guests to a call that's 15 to 20 minutes long to learn about this technology called Vox HPT.
Mm-hmm. I like Terry Randall's idea of having a calendar. I'm not exactly sure how to do that, but I'm sure there's a way to do that, to create a calendar on the Team Voxination page that shows the dates. Like these dates are welcome calls, these dates are opportunity events, these dates or this time is corporate calls.
That's to remind me to look into doing the calendar.
That's awesome. I feel like there's a way that could happen, Paul Austin.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, and we could do that, and we can post it, even in the files tab. You can post and do it as a Word document or something.
Yeah, so people can look. The next call is, because if you're an associate, a seasoned associate that hasn't been on every week, and maybe you didn't bring anybody onto your team in the last 2 weeks, so you're like, I can't remember, week on, week off, where are we? You can just click there quickly and say, okay, your welcome call is this week on whatever day we pick, but this week on Wednesday, or it's next week on Tuesday. whatever. You can see very
There's
quickly.
a calendar section in the 90-day action plan booklet that it's part of that document that we could just siphon that out of there and use it as a calendar and get the new dates going forward. We want to also give leaders like yourself, Krista, and people stepping up the opportunity to do a welcome call themselves, to host it. So that's exciting because we're all trying. I think great leadership comes down to creating great leaders, and we want to edify those leaders like yourself that are stepping up and doing events. We got Angela Corns out in Florida that's stepping up and doing an event out there in Boca Raton near the end of November. We've had a number of people step out. Laura Moffat in Regina. Tracy Nachai has stepped up and presented there. We got some really great people that are stepping up to the plate and getting out of their comfort zone. And I'll tell you, sometimes it's exciting to see the transformation of these people build their confidence and so on. So that's the idea of these calls as we go forward, that some of our seasoned associates, we want them to, possibly host this call and welcome new associates. And we're always open to anybody that wants to step up.
Can I interrupt for 1 second? I was just going to say,
go ahead, Nancy.
A question keeps coming up in the feed about how do we welcome practitioners. So I just don't want it to get missed on you guys.
So I was just that's funny, I was just about to address that is now that this is coming up, it's a great thing. We can say maybe for now, put your practitioners in there and we'll welcome them just the same, and explain that there's a call or whatever on 9:30 after this one and that sort of thing. So we could kind of speak to both, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because again, it's a succinct call, right? So the 20 minutes or whatever, they're going to get their step by step, and then if they want to go, they can go. So I think practitioners would probably be happy to be a part of this too.
Yeah, I think, Nancy, the idea too is to welcome them to Vox Life, to the mission, and then most of their training for most practitioners is going to be done through the voxmed.com anyways, depending on what they're building. But I think it's important that we add them to our team page and do a welcome post as well. But also, I think it's very, very important that, if they're new, even as a practitioner, to get on a welcome call as well.
Yes, for sure.
Does that help?
I think so.
I didn't ask the question, but
oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, that's okay. But yeah, I think that's good information for everybody. Yes. And then somebody else asked, how do you get people interested in doing the demos?
Let me show you how it works.
Yeah. Let me show you some magic. It's just, they gotta see it in you that this is something pretty cool, because you seem pretty passionate about it, and that's what will make it happen. So.
And I
always go ahead.
I was going to say, I always just add into them, this is an opportunity for me to show you the instant results. And then that makes them think, oh, okay. So like it connects the fact that that's why we're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think nothing speaks louder than passion.
Exactly. Always go back to your why. If you can't figure out how to do something, go back to your why. Why are you here? Why do you want them to do the demo? When you have the belief, and don't, this would be a big thing that I have learned, don't try to force people to get it. Help the people that are open and interested in being exposed to this. If they're interested in learning, fantastic. If they're not, reach to the person who is.
Yeah, I've had great success by asking a question, simple question. I ask people, if you could improve one thing in your life, physically or mentally, what would it be? And ultimately, nobody's perfect. Everybody can improve one thing. It might be, it might be energy. It might be, I've got a nagging pain in my back. Ultimately, it lends itself to say, well, I have a solution that I think I could help you with. It's called brainstem homeostasis. If you'd be so kind, I could show you how instantly it works in less than 30 seconds. And I've had success with people being open, because you don't want to make it look like a barroom trick, right? You want to keep it as professional as possible. And we are a solutions company. We try to find what people are dealing with and then offer them a solution. That's what I've had great success with.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have to hit 1 billion people. So our if your ratio is 1 in 7, then we're doing okay. That's about 14%. So don't get down. If 5 people say no, someone's going to say yes. So you just got to keep sharing, right?
And when somebody says no one time, it doesn't mean it's no forever, right? Like, I mean, I've had lots of people come to me 6 months after I talked to them, 9 months after I talked to them, 12 months after I talked to them. You just keep talking to them. And it's not about bombarding them with, you should try this, you should try this. I just tell people, listen, this is a really cool story. People ask me how my day is. Awesome. I helped somebody like this. It was great. I don't say you should try to say, I did this, I did that, I helped this person with that. This person came to me and told me that our tech helped them with this. It was so cool. And suddenly people are like, maybe I should try it. Okay.
Can I say something too?
Yeah.
I've gone as far recently as just reaching out to anyone that I see pop up on my feed, suffering from this, suffering from that, and just reached out and said, you know what, I have made a decision that I won't allow myself to see a post like this and not reach out to you, because I think I can help. And it's been met with some not so great responses, but the people that have thanked me and bought product have definitely outweighed. So that's something to consider too, if anybody else is wondering how to reach out to people like migraines, foot pain, whatever. I just message like, take a look at this. I hope this isn't too forward. And a few people have, not taken it so well, but more than not have said, thank you so much, and bought something and are singing praises about Vox Life.
And if you go at it, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'll mute myself again.
No, well, that was awesome. That goes to the point that if you're doing it out of sincerity, you're truly trying to help. Like, maybe they'll say no, but maybe they'll say yes. Maybe they'll let you help them.
And maybe they'll just watch for a bit. And then they'll be like, maybe there is something to this. So it's just a new approach I've been taking that, hey, I'm just going to reach out. Take this for what you will. If you think it's for personal gain, I'd be happy to set you up to purchase from someone else. This isn't about me. This is about something that can help you. And when I've said that, they've sort of perked up like, oh, this isn't about you making money. Like, you'd really hook me up to purchase from somebody else.
And actually tried to help me.
Yeah. So that's kind of been I sort of had like this aha moment in the last couple of weeks. I've seen so many posts, which is why I posted I don't know who saw it or didn't, my why post in post ideas of, I see so many people complaining about this, that, and the other thing, that like, why aren't you trying it? Post, and I just decided you know what? Take me for who I am. I know what I have to offer, and I know where my heart is, and I know where my intentions are. And if you don't want to take it at face value, then bless and release. Like, I know that I'll sleep at night well, that I've tried, right?
Yep.
Yep.
What if they say yes?
Hey, look at me speaking in front of all of you. I'm doing so much better.
It's got to be the wine.
Woo! It might be the wine. Could be the wine.
Whatever. Who cares?
Whatever. We're glad
Whatever.
you're talking.
You're here.
Yeah.
We love it.
I have to do all my Zoom calls with wine.
Perfect.
We have to remember too, guys, that a lot of times people just aren't ready yet, and they're not ready because they're afraid, in some cases, that it won't work for them, and it's just one more thing that won't work. So they have to get there. So we have to remember to meet people where they're at. We're not selling socks and insoles. We're selling human performance technology that there is only one of in this world. We are in a category of one. We can't force people. Neurotech, wearable neurotech will still be here when people are ready to learn more about it. Just continue to drip on people, continue to do your postings, continue to stay the course, keep very accurate notes, follow up as we learned, all of us have learned, and to stay in
Finally, I learned.
and stay in close touch with your new associates. You know, make them feel like the decision that they made to join us was a great one.
Yeah.
You know, and it's okay to be a disaster. It's okay, you know, not to know everything about the back office. It's okay to do things wrong and learn from it. You know, maybe you've seen a post I've made before. I've made so many mistakes and learned from them. I'm thinking of making a few more. You know, so it's one of those things that we have to be coaches. We have to be friends. We have to be sometimes psychiatrists. Sometimes, you know, we have to be able to comfort people, and we have to be able to meet them where they're at until they're comfortable to go, because we have to understand and we have to be able to relate what they want and where they are at this point as a new associate, especially, right? So the idea of this welcome call is terrific that you brought forward, Krista, because I think it's going to really solidify their decision in them. You know, that they made this decision, and, you know, if you can't get a hold of your sponsor, in some cases, people were signed up by somebody and their sponsor's already gone.
Could be, yeah.
Right? In some cases, or their sponsor's not available, or, you know, they don't know who's above their sponsor, and they don't know how far up to reach, and so on. So we want, as I've always said, we want people to reach out on, you know, if you've got a question or you need help, reach out on our team page. That's why it's called Team Page. There's no I in team. We want people to be able to feel like they're in a dressing room, you know, on a team, where we all, you know, pat each other on the back and we console each other and we help each other. That's what it's about, and that's what this welcome call is about. All the other stuff that we were talking about with onboarding, you know, the technical side of learning about your back office and so on, that'll all come in time. But to, you know, to edify the person that comes on board, and to congratulate them, and to, you know, really make sure that they feel welcomed and part of something phenomenal is key to their success. And then let's get them into action. Let's get them seeing some profit, because as we said, you know, profit's not a dirty word.
No.
We all need it.
Yeah.
We all need it to pay our bills. And we should be paid well for having such a phenomenal technology to share with the world.
Yeah.
So,
it's like the ultimate goal. You get to make a living helping people. Hello. What's better than that?
absolutely.
So are there any other questions out there before we wrap it up?
I'm just going through the feed here just to make sure we didn't miss anybody here.
I'm just going to pipe in quick as we're sitting here and I was listening. I simply went into the events tab and researched it more than I ever have, and it's pretty simple. I can just set it up as the event for the next year on the date at the time, and within the event you can actually go in and invite everybody within the actual event within the group. So you don't have to tag them on an outside post. You can invite them within the event. Anyways, I'm gonna have to go over that with a video or something, but So I'm just going to do the other 3 calls. They'll all be in there. So it's kind of like a calendar. So
Perfect.
right on.
Yay.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Guys, it took me so long.
Yeah. Now there's this new thing, topics, and you can segregate the group into different like keyword clicks. I'm trying to figure it out, and I can't do it. Can't do it on our group for some reason.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool though.
No, for sure.
Yeah. So.
Amazing.
Anyway, so that's, if there's no more questions, if you have any questions that you can't think of right now, post them in our team page.
Yeah.
We'll get your questions answered to the best of our ability. And again, thank you so much, Krista Taylor, for putting this together and bringing this to our attention. I think it's phenomenal. And let's all just continue to strive towards that mission of 1 billion people and keep growing our amazing family and culture that we have of #OneTeam. So thanks so much, everybody. Thank you for being on the call. And I will do our regular unmuting here where we can all say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Great job, Kristen. Great job, everyone. Erica, well done.
Thanks, Paul. Erica, that was awesome.
Thank you a little bit. So
Thank
Night, everybody.
you would only start
Thank
to
you.
get
you.
like
Thanks, guys. Remember your story and your insoles. Go. You ready?
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Boom. Blah, blah, blah.
That's it.
Good night, all.
Thanks, Terry.
Bye.
Night, guys.